In the shadows of the geopolitical conflict between Russia and Ukraine, a provocative conspiracy theory has emerged, suggesting that the war is not merely a clash of nations, but a carefully orchestrated event by a clandestine alliance of global elites. According to this theory, the war is a multifaceted scheme designed to achieve several covert objectives that benefit a select few at the expense of the global population. The global elite's agenda, economic manipulation. The theory posits that the war was engineered to disrupt global economies, particularly targeting Europe's energy markets. By provoking conflict, the elites could drive up energy prices, leading to inflation and economic instability. This scenario benefits major energy companies and financial institutions controlled by these elites, allowing them to reap massive profits while consolidating economic power. Arms industry profits. The military-industrial complex is a significant player in this theory. The conflict ensures a continuous demand for weapons and military technology, with both sides being supplied by global arms manufacturers. These companies, often linked to powerful political figures, see their profits soar as governments allocate billions in military spending. Geopolitical realignment. By fostering instability in Eastern Europe, the elites aim to redraw geopolitical boundaries and influence. The conflict serves as a pretext for NATO expansion and increased Western military presence in the region. This realignment not only strengthens the elite's control over strategic areas, but also justifies the imposition of authoritarian measures in the name of security, distracting the public. Amidst the chaos of war, domestic issues and scandals in various countries are conveniently overshadowed. Governments use the conflict to divert public attention from internal problems, such as corruption, economic crises, and social unrest. This distraction allows elites to push through controversial policies and suppress dissent without significant public scrutiny. The role of the media. According to the theory, mainstream media is complicit in this grand scheme, acting as a mouthpiece for elite interests. By controlling the narrative, media outlets ensure that the public perceives the conflict in a manner that aligns with the elite's goals. This includes vilifying certain parties, downplaying others' culpability, and framing the war as an unavoidable consequence of historical tensions, rather than a manufactured crisis. The hidden alliances. The theory further suggests that behind the scenes, there is a secret understanding between key players in the conflict. It posits that high-level negotiations have taken place between representatives of the Russian government, Western powers, and global elites, agreeing on the extent and duration of the conflict to maximize mutual benefits while maintaining the illusion of genuine enmity. Advancing military tech. The war serves as a testing ground for cutting-edge military technology. Drones, eye-based warfare systems, and cyber capabilities are deployed and refined. Companies developing these technologies, often backed by elite venture capital, gain lucrative government contracts and invaluable real-world data, positioning themselves as leaders in the future of warfare. Surveillance state expansion. Under the pretext of national security, the conflict enables the implementation of extensive surveillance measures. Governments worldwide, citing threats of espionage and cyber attacks, expand their surveillance capabilities, collecting vast amounts of data on their citizens. This data, in turn, is allegedly shared with tech giants who are part of the elite conspiracy, feeding into an ecosystem of control and influence. Social engineering. Public compliance. The continuous threat of war and the accompanying propaganda campaigns are designed to instill fear and compliance within the populace. This state of anxiety makes populations more willing to accept restrictions on civil liberties and greater governmental control, eroding democratic norms and paving the way for authoritarian governance aligned with elite interests. Cultural manipulation. Media and entertainment industries, under the influence of the elites, perpetuate narratives that glorify militarism and nationalism while demonizing dissent. This cultural manipulation shapes public perception and stifles anti-war movements, ensuring that any resistance to the elite's agenda is marginalized and discredited. Environmental exploitation. Climate control. The theory also touches on environmental manipulation. The conflict's impact on energy supplies accelerates the transition to alternative energy sources. However, the elites allegedly use this shift to monopolize green technologies and resources, ensuring that the transition benefits their financial portfolios, while controlling the global energy landscape. The globalist agenda. The hidden hand. Manipulated leadership. The conspiracy extends to the leadership on both sides of the conflict. Key political figures are purportedly compromised or influenced by the elites, ensuring that the war progresses in a manner that serves their interests. This includes clandestine meetings, blackmail, and financial incentives to keep the leaders in line with the grand plan. Conclusion: while this conspiracy theory is highly speculative and lacks empirical evidence, it taps into deep-seated fears and distrust towards those in power. It paints a picture of a world where every major event is orchestrated by a shadowy cabal of elites, manipulating economies, governments, and societies for their gain. Whether viewed as a reflection of societal anxieties or a complex narrative woven from coincidences and realpolitik, it remains a compelling and controversial interpretation of the Russia-Ukraine conflict.